There's a well-known saying that if slaughterhouses had glass walls, everyone would be a vegetarian. When we imagine where our food comes from, we see cows roaming endless grass fields. We see pigs rolling happily around in huge pits of mud. We see a utopia that could simply never exist. The truth is, we are distanced from our food. We aren't forced to see the many harsh truths of the meat and dairy industries. Sadly, most accept ignorance for the sake of personal comfort. So, how do we fix this? Where do we go from here? An alternative diet may be a start.
Vegan.
Vegan? That's like eating vegetables, right? Not meat.
Being what?
Vegan.
Vegan. Eating no meat.
No meat or like eggs or anything that comes from animals.
Not eating good stuff.
Doesn't eat any animal products.
Being what?
Vegan.
Vegan?
Yes.
Loser.
I can pretty much only breathe and have water. Not eating anything that comes from an animal.
Vegan. Don't eat meat. Don't eat anything.
Vegan? Vegan.
Not eating anything that harms animals, I guess.
Do not eat any animal byproducts or the animal itself.
Vegan is someone who only eats vegetables?
Vegan? Not liking happy things, like good food, cookies, things that make people happy. We probably also hate puppies and rainbows.
Being vegan. Oh, maybe like not eating anything with a head or anything. I don't know.
So what does it actually mean to be vegan? Vegansociety.com defines veganism as a way of living which seeks to exclude, as far as is possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. Let's break that down.
Of course, diet is a huge part of the lifestyle. Vegans avoid all animal products, but veganism refers to more than just the food you eat. It's about completely excluding animal products from your life, from steak and bacon to leather belts and leather purses.
So is everybody ready to give all that up?
Why? I love steak, like raw. I love meat. I can't be vegan. I mean, I could. If all the food that comes in front of me happens to be vegan, I'll eat it. Why or why not?
No, I'm fat.
Why not?
Because I like things that move and I like to eat them. And I like meats and stuff and chickens.
Probably not, just because I don't think I would have the discipline to do it. But never, because I love meat. I can't live without meat.
No, because I'm not a loser.
No, because meat has protein.
I'd be vegetarian. I don't know about vegan. That just seems like I'd have to find things and check and make sure I can eat this. And no, because I like eating chicken.
No, I love meat too much.
There's just a certain level of protein that athletes should have, but just that I feel people should have in general. But I could not be a vegan. I couldn't do it.
Many people do not understand how vegans can possibly be healthy without eating animal products. Yet nutrients naturally occurs in many plants. For instance, calcium is found in leafy greens like kale and spinach, and protein is found abundantly in legumes including beans, peas, lentils, and peanuts.
As you can see, being vegan does not limit your food options or prevent healthiness. In fact, it promotes better health.
Take a minute to compare the possible consequences of your dietary decisions. You could choose to eat lots of B12-rich animal foods and avoid 1 in a million chances of developing irreversible anemia or even less common damage to your nervous system. However, this decision puts you at a 1 in 2 chance of dying prematurely from a heart attack or stroke, a 1 in 7 chance of breast cancer, or a 1 in 6 chance of prostate cancer. The same thinking results in obesity, diabetes, osteoporosis, constipation, indigestion, and arthritis. All these conditions caused by B12 deficient diet are found in people you live and work with daily. How many vegans have you met with B12 deficiency, anemia, or nervous system damage? I bet not one.
In addition to lower disease rates, an observational health study by the European Prospective Investigation into Cancer and Nutrition shows that vegans have the lowest BMI values and the lowest cholesterol and saturated fat levels compared to meat eaters, fish eaters, and vegetarians.
Health only scratches the surface of reasons to be vegan. There is so much more to this world than ourselves, so we must consider other things when we make choices. There are enormous environmental consequences to animal food production. In terms of fossil fuel, water, and land, animal production is a leading consumer. Producing a single hamburger uses enough fuel to drive 20 miles. It's no wonder that more than 1/3 of all raw materials and fossil fuels consumed in the United States are used in animal food production.
Thomas Fuller once said, "We never know the worth of water till the well is dry." Unfortunately, nearly half of all water used in the United States goes to raising animals for food. It takes more than 2,400 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of meat, and only 25 gallons to produce 1 pound of wheat. If you stack a meat eater next to a vegan, the amount of water each of them uses contrasts sharply. Producing plant foods only uses about 1% of the water producing animal foods does, on average.
America is made up of 50 states, and we've allotted about half the total landmass of lower 48 states to raising animals for food and growing grain to feed them. This isn't just an American issue. Approximately 30% of Earth's land is occupied by food animals and crops to feed them. This portion is only growing as 7 football fields of work of land is bulldozed every minute to create more room for farmed animals. Not only is an omnivorous diet potentially harmful to the human body, but to planet Earth too.
Everyone loves animals, the fluffy ones, the fuzzy ones, the feathery ones. But there is a major contradiction. 2 in 3 farm animals in the world are now factory farmed. A factory farm is a large-scale industrial operation that houses thousands of animals raised for food, such as chickens, cows, and pigs, treating them with hormones and antibiotics to prevent disease and maximize their growth and food output. Animals are systematically raised and slaughtered, each in their own way. About 95% of laying hens spend their entire lives in battery cages, small wire cages with an open area approximately 20 inches smaller than a sheet of paper.
Just picture spending your entire life in a wire cage the size of your bathtub with 4 other people.
Cows spend their short lives on an unnatural, corn and soy-based diet to reach a market weight of 1,200 pounds in 6 months. 75 years ago, it took a cow 4 to 5 years to reach that weight. Their unorthodox diet contributes to a host of health conditions such as bloating, ulcers, and liver disease.
Although all factory farm animals are harmed and killed without an anesthetic or a painkiller, piglets probably face the worst series of mutilations in the industry. At only 17 to 20 days old, the piglets are taken from their mothers, castrated, and tail-docked without any sort of pain relief.
The story of the factory-farmed animal is different than that of Babe or Clarabelle cow. The industry is not glamorous, despite claims of happy cows in California and images of smiling hens on egg cartons. As a consumer, you cast your vote for or against factory farming with every visit to the grocery store.
So now I ask again, could you be vegan? Why not? Yes, it feels unnatural and uncomfortable to break tradition, but just because something has been done a certain way for a long time does not mean that it is the right way to do it. It's time we rethink our food. It's time we break tradition.
Everybody wants control, hang me up by their news. If they only knew, they'd laugh and dance like fools. If they only knew, souls cannot be fooled. in power.